because this is up to life imprisonment with no parole, no probation. This is the rest of your life. Miss Bailey, that you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, come on. All right. You are, is it Nilshila
Yes, sir.
Deshawn Bailey?
Yes, sir.
And there are three cases here, and they're all arguably the most serious types of cases somebody can be charged with. In 25 CR 929, you were charged with the first degree felony of aggravated sexual assault of a child younger than 14, which carries with it up to life imprisonment, and you are not eligible for probation if you were convicted. And I believe parole is also pretty steep. If I don't even think parole is eligible, but if you're convicted, you have to serve day for day the crime. And then in 25 CR 930, you are charged with indecency with a child by exposure. That's a third degree felony, which carries with it up to 10 years imprisonment. And finally, in 25 CR 931, you were charged with the second degree felony of indecency with a child, which carries with it up to 20 years in prison. So we're looking at life plus 30 years, all total. And on the very first one, aggravated sexual assault of a child, you by law are not eligible for probation. And I'm not sure how, I'd have to look it up for the indecency cases, whether that would be applicable, but nonetheless, that first degree felony is a most serious crime. Do you understand what you're charged with and the punishment range that's applicable here? Very serious.
Yes, sir.
Mr. West is your attorney. Today, what are we doing?
Your Honor, I talked to Miss Bailey. The state has made an offer. I go ahead and put on record. They've been offered 45 years. My client has turned that offer down. We'd like to set up for trial docket. We would also, in the meantime, Your Honor, like to have a hearing on her bond. So if we can get that set in the next, I would say a couple weeks, but we're not here. So 3 weeks to have a bond hearing and see if we can get that reduced down. I know the court needs to get reports and give the state some time to prepare if they need to.
What is the bond now in these cases?
Is
Much is it? 1.5 million.
1.5 million,
Hmm?
a million and a half. I got to quote, need a public safety report and sure, it's not a case like this, the state would like to probably.
Well, we should have, I mean, there should be in there, but the magistrate, whoever set the bond is supposed to review that already.
That they've had the public safety report.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if the state needs time to do it, we're, before with that right now.
Let me,
This says the defendant was on deferred or unadjudicated probation for a state jail felony.
Agreeing on this.
When? Now?
No, it was, the arrest happened in 2020. The original personal probation was in, May 22nd, 2023, and it was revoked, and she was sentenced to 180 days in jail on February 12th, 24. Yes, I'll pull that up as well, guys. It looks like there's our own criminal history that I can see at least. Unless Mr. Laird has more.
So also good.
Yeah.
So 2024, she was sent to state jail.
Excuse me, 180 days. 180 days.
When in 24?
February 12th.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the judgment was entered on the day the plea was on. Oh, it looked like the plea was January 5th, 2024.
There's in these indictments, these three indictments, there's There are two children alleged to have been victimized?
Yes.
Just correct, Your Honor.
Yes.
I believe it was during one incident.
Fine. What did you want to do on, a bond hearing?
Whenever the court's ready to have a hearing on it, we can do it as soon as the court's, ready to do it. So to y'all, or I'm ready now, but. So
What state says-
State.
We can do it, Judge. It's,
Right now?
yes, sir.
You want to handle this? Okay.
Your Honor, we were just asking for a reduction of bond. Currently, the bond's set for $1.5 million. As you see, and you just checked,
What, hold on, what for each charge, what is the bond?
Exact
Okay,
numbers.
Just on the 0929, it's $1 million. And on the 0930 and 0931, it's $250,000.
Your Honor, in our position, we think this is excessive, and in light of her criminal history, that she's not a flight risk. The only issue is the nature of these offenses, and when the nature of these alleged offenses are extreme. We would request up to a much lower bond in this case to make sure she comes to court. If the court wanted to do an ankle monitor or a order to stay away from victims, which I know would be part of it, that would be fine as well. But we just feel $1.5 million for what really amounts to one case, even though there's multiple charges, two victims, but one incident is extremely excessive, Your Honor. And we understand the magistrate's the one that said that, not this court. So we were asking this court to take a look at it.
okay. The court has reviewed the probable cause affidavits in each case and the public safety report, criminal history, and looking at criminal history here, the defendant was on probation for a forgery back in so she was arrested for in 2020. I don't have a disposition history on that, however. Just, I guess that may be pending. But
No, sir.
no, it says deferred 5 years. Is that right? Probation for 5 years?
That's correct.
She's currently on probation?
No, 2024, it was revoked. She pled true to failing to report to the probation office. And
That's not in this report, but what
she
was?
was given 180 days.
Okay, so, and what was the date she was revoked and convicted?
It was in
February 20th.
February 24.
Of,
Yeah, February 12th of 2024.
okay. Thereafter, she is convicted of a felony, a forgery, then these three indictments are handed up,
Yes, after-
alleging that
yes.
on or about April 10th of this year, she committed a first-degree felony of aggravated sexual assault of a child younger than 14 years of age and a second-degree felony and a third-degree felony of indecency with a child. And looks like there are two different children involved
That's correct.
in these three.
One was age 4, one was age 7, I believe.
Court has reviewed the probable cause affidavit, which is going to be put into the record, but details a most sordid and disturbing set of facts where it is alleged that the defendant sexually assaulted children. And in the most disgusting way the court has read in a long time. It's not, yeah, it'll be part of the record, but it clearly states that you get that out of your mouth.
My nose is bleeding, sir.
Okay, it's not, I don't see it bleeding. If it does, put that in there, but I want to be able to, if you say something, I want to be able to hear it. That you've manipulated the child's penis, that you touched the penis with your vagina. It's just sordid. squeezed his penis, inserted it into your vagina while you were making noises like, according to the witness, like a ghost makes. And you threatened the children with violence if they told their mother what happened. And this also goes on to state that you admitted, listen, that multiple sources state you are a crack cocaine addict. You admitted that during the interview to the police. You admitted that both children have seen you in the nude before during moments of intoxication due to crack cocaine abuse. Okay. So the relationship of you to these children are what?
She was a babysitter.
The babysitter. And the bonds are, again, how much in each case?
1 million on the.
Aggravated,
And then
that's the aggravated sexual assault of a child, a first degree felony. And then we've got a third degree and a second degree indecency with child by contact and exposure. The third degree is the exposure and the second degree is contacting.
in total are $250,000 on each case.
Anything else you want to add?
No, Your Honor, I think we said.
State.
No, Your Honor, other than not only the horrible circumstances of this crime and the young age of the children, but also the fact that on her prior probation, the reason she had it revoked was for failure to report, which is extremely important whenever you're looking at whether a person would abscond or leave.
Did you want to add anything?
Sir, I didn't say that stuff on the report. Our two kids have never seen me naked.
Well, the grand jury thought otherwise. And the police investigators wrote their reports. That's why a jury trial will let a jury make a decision. But what these allegations are some of the most serious, disturbing, and makes any decent person want to convulse.
It does. And do them.
Well, the grand jury thought otherwise, man. The grand jury indicted you for this. And this first degree felony is one of the most serious punishments that anyone faces in the penal code. Because this is up to life imprisonment with no parole, no probation. This is the rest of your life. So the court finds that these bonds are appropriate and fair based upon the circumstances of this case, the criminal history of the defendant, and the fact that the defendant was placed on probation on a case, and that was revoked for her inability and failure to follow the terms and conditions of probation, all of which or work against a defendant in the determination whether the defendant is worthy of being released on bond and can follow the bond conditions. But also these allegations of little children and this being the aggravated sexual assault alleges that the child was younger than 14 years of age. And if it were only that, the age of the child here is 4 years of age. I'll repeat it for the record. The child who is the victim of what is alleged you have done, which was causing his penis to contact and penetrate your sexual organ. That child was 4 years of age. And so that is a most aggravated factor of this offense, which clearly makes this one of the most disturbing cases that a human can be charged with. That is all. We're gonna set this for trial, John?
Yes, sir.
We'll be set for trial.